This is Damon Stevens with Finwealth Builders. Today is Thursday, July 14th, 2022, and the stock market update for trades of the day. Welcome to our video tonight, and let's get into some stocks and see what's going on. Before we do that, though, just to let you know, you definitely come join our free Discord service on finwealthlive.com. Let me show you a little bit about what we do here.
Have you ever felt like the world is passing you by? Do you feel like you never have enough money? Does building wealth seem impossible or overwhelming? Or does building wealth feel like gambling at a casino? Or perhaps you tried to build wealth and failed. If you answered yes to any of these questions, then we have what you need to know. Our team can help develop you into a retail stock and crypto trader, just like many before you. To be successful, it requires learning new skills and exercise mental skills. Your success will trade anywhere. Let our team help you become a better trader. The journey starts here.
All right, just tell you a little bit about us here. So let's go ahead and get into the stocks now. If you look at our screen right here, you can see Dow Jones closed down 0.46%, NASDAQ up 0.03%, and S&P 500 down 0.3%. So overall, pretty much flat for the day. You can see Apple leading the tech space for sure, and Walmart and Costco. You see a lot of weakness across the board. But definitely Apple, from a tech standpoint, definitely leading the charge here. And if it does, and it's a market mover, question is if it continues to move up tomorrow and get above, the current level it's at now, which we'll cover the chart a little bit here. Does it pull up the rest of the market? Only thing I can see that could cause a little hiccup tomorrow is the financials. So we got a lot of banks reporting earnings tomorrow. It looks pretty bad and pretty grim. It could reverse the market. We could start to pull the market down. So just be careful of that. And when we look at the chart for financials, you'll see on the XLF why I think there's a potential risk tomorrow. So pre-market, with the earnings report coming out, that's going to be key to setting the tone for the day, whether we're probably going to have a down day or an up day. We also have options expiration week this week. So weekly options are expiring, so people either have to roll them over or cash them out, and we'll cover that in a little bit as well. So just some things to be aware of. Look at our scanner here. Nothing hit the scanner that we traded today. So let's just kind of get into some charts and take a look at what's going on. If you look at the S&P 500 E-mini, so this is futures live right now. You see that the markets continue to climb after hitting this level of support and bouncing. So that's bullish. That means that the buyers came in and didn't allow the market to continue to sell off today. So that is a bullish momentum here. And you can see here that we had back here on July 13th, right? This was basically CPI numbers, when they came out. You can see here, that was kind of the highs and the lows. And then we kind of traded in and we retested the bottom here of this low here, and we bounced off. So now that we've bounced off there, probably have some more buyers coming in here. Then you can see the market's kind of recovering. So we're kind of like midstream right now. We're kind of retraced back to the middle. So the question is, on Friday, I was wondering if we're going to come back and retest this up here, and with the options expiration and with this bullish end of the day, do we come up here and retest this area as well? So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I think the financial reports in the morning will probably tell a tale of whether we kind of pull back down here and possibly retest these lows, or if we get a rally back up here to the top. If we do rally up to the top, just know that we may come up, retest this area, and possibly pull back down. So just be aware of that as well. So Friday, before market opens, we get retail sales. We get and so this will tell us what's going on. Import price index will come out as well. This is all pre-market, and Empire State Manufacturing Index. Probably the retail sales is probably the most critical part for Friday, so just be aware of that. We have some other news coming out throughout the day, business inventories, things like that, but really the retail sales is going to be probably the key piece to be aware of as we go into tomorrow. Looking at our calls and puts, so people who are shorting the market are using puts. People are using buying the market are using calls. These are the expirations. You can see here, current price around 379. Max pain. So if the market gets as much money back as possible, the stock price needs to be around 386, which means a little bit of a rally tomorrow. So if we rally up tomorrow, that means the market's going to cash in and make the most money off these options contract buyers. You see, actually, when we had CPI numbers, the calls went way back down, and the puts went way up. But you see the ratio now has come back down. So it used to be yesterday, put call ratios were over two people short in the market for every long on a call. And you see that's come down to 1.65. So more calls coming in, and you can see these little spike coming up here. So obviously people are thinking tomorrow's going to end on a positive note. So just be aware of that. So we'll see if we rally up tomorrow based on this, or if we get both. We could swing down if people get it to close out of their puts options, and then you could see it rally back up, and people who have calls get both sides. But if the market holds us where we're at now and rallies up a little bit from here, the market could shut out a lot of people. Looking at Boeing is closing on new highs. So we broke this last pivot here. So that's a higher high after coming down to the bottom here. So that's good. That's positive. That's bullish. So we'll see if we can keep that. We're actually at the edge of our deviation band. So this could, either reverse here, or we're going to get a breakout. So we'll see tomorrow what happens. But Boeing finally making some momentum and moves here and putting lower lows and lower highs. So that could be a potential bullish movement here. GameStop just kind of in this little channel here. So we'll see if it kind of remains. It's either got to break out of the top here. It's spiked up there, but it failed, or come down to the bottom. So just know we're kind of in a trading range right now. Google's in a range as well. You can see here just kind of back and forth and kind of back down towards these lows, but it's putting in a higher low. So as long as we can keep this, we possibly bounce out of here. Same with Amazon, higher low. So we're seeing some momentum here. This could be a double bottom possibly, or a triple bottom here that's come in. And we could possibly rally up here, but we've got to start breaking out towards the upside. We've got to put a higher high in. Apple, so here's Apple. You can see here, we haven't put the higher high in yet. It's still got a little work to do, but it continues to kind of grind up here in this really tight channel to the upside. So we'll see if it continues. But if we can get this higher high in here above 152, then you can look for the bulls to come in and start trying to rally this market back up. NVIDIA remains weak, this downward sloping wedge. It's got to break out of here. Otherwise, it's going to come down here and possibly fall through or just go flat. So NVIDIA is still weak. Meta is still weak as well. You can see here we're kind of this channel coming down towards the bottom. We bounced off the bottom here, which is good. That means the buyers came back in. But if we break below this bottom here, we could be coming back and obviously putting in new lows. Tesla, kind of range bound as well, kind of in the middle of the range right now. Staying over 700 though, that's good bullish momentum for Tesla. You can stay above this 700, we can hopefully rally back up here to 760. If we can break 760, then we can start to rally back up here. So we close on the highs today. That's good for Tesla. RK continues to kind of grind up here towards the highs. So we got higher lows still going in. So that's good. At some point, this wedge is going to come to a head, which it looks like it pretty much is. And we got to make a decision if we're going to go up or down. If you haven't subscribed, definitely go to finwealthlive.com. At finwealthlive.com, you'll find a link to our Discord, also some free training out there, and also our membership. So check it out, join us. We post our numbers live before the market opens so that you know exactly what we're trading and when we're getting in and when we're getting out of our trades before the market even starts. So hopefully you find that helpful for you. Again, the dollar continues to elevate. So that, you know, obviously has, you know, a lot of people in cash, and that means less people in gold. As you can see here, gold's down here still at this major support level here. You know, it continues to be weak on the lower deviation bands here. So don't see it going here anywhere soon unless the dollar comes down and we get this inflation kind of in control. Looking at U.S. oil, you know, we talked about this, you know, possibly come down here tagging the 200. It did today. So we tagged the 200, bounced off it, which is good. It means the buyers came in. So we're sitting here right on our support line, in fact. So, you know, if we can rally off of here, we can maybe, you know, either become, you know, range bound. You know, we spend a lot of time in this range here, or maybe start to rally back up here. The VIX. So again, we talked about this, you know, a little grouping here towards the bottom of our support band, again here, and now, you know, several days, pretty much the whole week down here below as well. So that's good. The VIX is staying low. That helps in the market to try to recover. If we do get a spike in the VIX, just know, especially tomorrow with the numbers coming out, financials, if it does spike, just know the market's going to come down. And this could spike in and start to fill this channel. But right now, we got a higher low in, so hopefully we can hold that. SPY's just barely hanging on that lower low or higher low here. Right here, you can see it's just right here at the very base. So hopefully we can get a bounce off of here and run up and start to come up towards the top of this channel and towards that 20-day moving average. Here's on a weekly chart, you can see again consolidation going on here. You can see that we kind of continue to chase these candles, but we don't have an engulfing candle. Looking for a candle that engulfs one of these candles, these weekly candles. And once we have that, we'll have either momentum to the downside that we know of or to the upside. But right now, we're just staying right within these candles. So it's just a consolidation. Triple Qs, higher low, still in. So we'll see if we're just stuck in this channel here for a while. But we're not moving much, but we're definitely still putting higher lows. Semiconductors, higher lows as well. So it's working its way towards that 20-day. So that's positive, more bullish now on the semiconductor space. IWM, small caps here, higher low. So we're holding that. We need to rally off of here and put a higher high in here, but we're not there yet. Financials pulling back down. So it's not good. We'll see what tomorrow, if we break the support level at you know, $30, 30.41, we're going to put a new low in for financials, and I bet you'll see the market react in a negative manner. So watching this, you know, in the morning to see which direction we're going to go. But right now we're still barely above the low, but we could put a lower low in, which is going to be more bearish for financials. Looking at the health sector's been pulling back, just barely hanging on to this higher low here at the bottom of this channel. So hopefully we can hold this. If we bounce below it, or if we break it, you know, should get support around this 124.75. If we don't, you know, we can come back and retest these lows again. So healthcare kind of losing its momentum. Looking at the energy sector, again, tagged our bottom of our trend line here, our deviation bands. So we're above our trend line, tagged our deviation bands. We got to get a really bounce here. Otherwise, you know, we could be coming much lower. And you can kind of see where this kind of broke out before. This should be support. You can see we have a little bit here. This should have been major support right where we're at right now. We should get a bounce. We don't. That means the market's a lot weaker and not going to be able to sustain itself and probably come down a little bit lower. Bitcoin continues on this wave, range bound right now. It's closing on the low, so it's still below the 20-day moving average. Really tight here on and flat here on the Bitcoin. Same with Ethereum, nice and flat, just kind of going back and forth below the 20-day, really weak, and just kind of consolidating here, just trying to build some energy to make a movement and move somewhere. So that's our stocks, our cryptos. This is the last video of this week. We'll bring you an update on Sunday as we prep for you for the next week. So stay safe out there trading. Again, watch the morning, watch the VIX. If it spikes up, market's coming down. If the financials are bad, market's coming down. Financials are okay, we could get a bounce and possibly start to rally up here. So just keep that in mind. Apple's the leader right now in the tech space if you're in tech, and also watch oil. And stay safe out there. We'll talk on Sunday. Everybody have a great and safe weekend. Good night.